Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Makayla Richardson and I will be your forecaster for this final weather forecast of the semester. Now outside right now we do have that chilly temperature at about 39 degrees. That clear sky is really making it feel a little bit colder than it already is, and that barometer is reading at about 30.27 inches with our relative humidity at about 29%. We do have some pretty temperate winds today with that southeast wind coming at us at about 6 miles per hour. Speaking of cloud coverage though, let's take a look at our current satellite. You can see most of the cloud coverage for Arizona is in the middle of the state, not necessarily up here in the northern Arizona region, which is great for us, and that's going to continue throughout the week as we will see later in the broadcast. Now for the temperatures today, we did have a high of 52 degrees, a low of 22, so you can see it dropped down pretty fast today with that outside temperature of 39 degrees. We're a little bit above those averages of 45 and 18 respectively. 52 is pretty close to that high, record high of 67 degrees set in 1965, but luckily we're nowhere near that record low set in 1955 of -4 degrees. Now our sunset was at 7:20 this morning with that sunset at 5:14 p.m. We didn't have any precipitation yesterday, but since January 1st, we've accumulated 19.16 inches of precipitation, beating that average of 18.79. Across the high country today, we did see some pretty mild temperatures with the Grand Canyon, Flagstaff, Winslow, and Page hitting those 50s, with Kingman, Sedona, Prescott, Payson all getting into those mid to high 60s. Phoenix and Las Vegas, you guys are still hanging on to those 70-degree temperatures, which is pretty much your guys' winter, so I'm pretty jealous. Tonight in Flagstaff, though, we do have that low of 22 degrees with mostly clear skies. And since we are below that freezing temperature, that means we're going to see a little bit of frost on our windows tomorrow morning. So please make sure you take caution when you're driving it tomorrow morning. We do have that sunset at 5:14 p.m. like I mentioned earlier. For tomorrow, though, we will have the exact same high as today with 52 degrees and sunny skies. It's going to feel a little bit colder, so maybe pack a light jacket. And we will have that sunrise at 7:21, just a minute later than today, with that sunset once again at 5:14 p.m. Tomorrow across the high country, you can see a pretty same temperatures as we saw today, with that high of 64 in Payson, high of 65 in Sedona, Kingman 78, Havasu you're seeing a high of 73 degrees over here, and Prescott you're also in those mid 60s as well. You can see a pretty high 60s and high 50s as well trend going on in the northern Arizona region. Bringing it back to Flagstaff one last time for the semester, you can see that we're going to be having some uneven temperatures this week, with that high of 52 and a low of 22 on Thursday, a high of 50 and a low of 22 on Friday. Saturday, you'll see that high of 51 and a low of 23. Going to jump up a little bit more with that high of 52 and a low of 20 on Sunday, and dropping down 10 degrees on Monday with that forecast high of 42 degrees and a low of 13 degrees. Now, we're all going to be having sunny skies throughout this week, but that's going to make it feel way colder than it actually is because we aren't retaining that warmth that the cloud coverage usually gives us during this winter. Now, that's all I have for you guys for weather. Stay tuned for your sports recap after the break with Reese Clark.